If you want to get a chance to win one Express Supply Pass or one Nameless Honor, which is the Battle Pass in Honkai Star, definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel. As I'm hitting 1,000 subscribers, I will give away one of each of those items, either live on stream on twitch.tv/TreyGotchaGaming or on the YouTube channel. So definitely make sure to subscribe to be a part of this giveaway. And further details will be announced as soon as we do hit that check mark, though. Yeah. With that being said, I will just point you guys also to my YouTube short section. I'll post a video there every day, as you can see. Also, as you can see, less than 40 subscribers are needed to acquire that goal of the 1,000 subscriber checkmark. So we're very, very close to that giveaway to celebrate my 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. So yeah, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content, if you want to be a part of my community. And yeah, let's get into the topic of today's video. So what is up, guys? My name is Dre, and welcome to another Honkai Star Rail video. In today's video, it is time again to talk about the tier list. AMBIBITOR LUNAE is now over 1 week into the game. I think I now have a really good gist about this unit, a really good idea how this unit works, what I personally do think about the unit, and in today's video we are talking about this. Also, big shout outs to Pride1.gg. I most of the time use their tier list because I think they have one of the most accurate tier lists in my personal opinion. So if you have a different opinion, if you want to see another tier list, definitely make sure to write it in the comment section down below. So I will maybe take a look at other tier lists, but usually I will use Pride1.gg for most of my official informations, because most other sites have leaked informations, and on my YouTube channel I don't really want to work with leaked information. I will only want to provide official information. So that's why Pride1.gg is in the link of the description of every video pretty much, because I really like their website. So shout outs to them. Alright, so as you can see, Heng is pretty much here. Maybe we want to have a quick overlook about the tier list. So we have damage dealers as one category, offensive supporters, and debuffers. So this mostly include nihility, harmony characters, and defensive supporters include abundance and preservation characters, while damage dealers pretty much include a lot of different categories or paths. We have hunt characters, destruction characters, we even have nihility characters in here, and erudition characters. Yeah, let's go to the changelog first. This is always the first thing that I want to check out. I think this time they keep that very short. So on the 13th of August, now I recorded video like nearly 1 week later after this, because I wanted to see a little more of AMBIBITOR LUNAE to get my own idea before I look at this tier list. And this time they only said they added him. So there's no additional note here, but I think it's fine, because for most of the others, like when they added Blade, they did put a note here, but when they added Kafka, Luca, and AMBIBITOR LUNAE, they just put that note here. Okay, then this is also very important. They reworked this. The categories by which we rate characters has been reworked. Instead of generic single target, 3 targets, we've introduced single target, blast, and AoE ratings categories. We feel that the new split will make it easier to rate characters, especially damage dealers, to showcase their strength, and also it matches the MOC, which stands for Memory of Chaos, enemy setup much closer. So the question now is, for what does Blast stand? Can we take a look here? Blast is basically splash damage, I think, right? What is Blast? Oh, they don't have an explanation what Blast is, but I assume that Blast is splash damage, right? So AoE is if the character hits every enemy at the same time. Single target is clear if it only hits one enemy, and blast is basically if it hits one enemy and it goes over to the and the damage splits over to the other enemies. That's what I assume. I'm not 100%. Oh, they did explain it here. So single target, AoE is 4 to 5 targets, and blast. Oh, all right, okay. Blast damage is it's basically splash damage. If you hit the one enemy, it attacks the enemies on the side. AoE is literally if it hits every enemy, and single target if it only hits one enemy. Okay, that's really cool. Also, we can change the categories here. So now we have to really look into different categories here. So that will make some changes for the tier list. Now let's start with, of course, single target, because we want to read from left to right. Basically, in terms of single target, I'd say nothing really changed here. Yeah, nothing really. Oh, I think Himiko moved down. Himiko was in B tier, I think. She moved down into C tier. Yeah, okay, let's talk about this. AMBIBITOR LUNAE. I really think this unit is very, very insane. This unit is like the definition of power creep. I don't know. I think this unit, he does a lot of damage, and he overtakes literally every damage dealer in this category. For me, in every category, he is the best right now. I don't know. Would I say he's the best unit in the game? No. I think now we have to change how we do look at units, because if AMBIBITOR LUNAE is on such a power creep in terms of DPS, what will be with future units? I don't know. I personally cannot see that he will be power creep that soon, because that will make the pace and the future of the game not that good. Because as we're getting another character that is as strong as AMBIBITOR LUNAE, I don't know what it will make with the game, because the power creep then will happen too fast. Because in my personal opinion, I really do think that AMBIBITOR LUNAE is too strong right now for the game. I don't know. I don't want to say he is the best unit in the game, but I think he is, in terms of damage, he's like so far ahead compared to the other units that you could argue that he is the best unit in the game. Literally, though. The only nerf that he has is that he's from the destruction path, and the destruction path doesn't have really that good weapons. So you're pretty much forced to use his signature light cone, and therefore you cannot really use other light cones that will really make him good. So let's go over this unit. Maybe let's see about the pros and cons real quick. So he is incredibly high damage and burst potential, which we already know. Great single and blast AoE. Excellent base sets. Minor traces make hitting breakpoints easier. Flexible playstyles to account for skill point usage. Plenty 4-star and 5-star support options. Yeah, this is also really good. I think he is very good usable with 4-star characters. His bad or his cons: extremely high skill ceiling, make him hard to maximize. All in play styles extremely selfish and skill point hungry, thus limiting team options. All his teams require a great deal of fine tuning, requires looking ahead to make the most of the team's limited resources. With how the battle IE works, his teammates will steal his skill points when played on auto, so manual gameplay is suggested to achieve his full potential. Yeah, I think I literally can see all these cons though, but because his damage is so high, I think it's really justified. I mean, yeah, he's not a character to auto with, but for auto content, you literally can use any team. It doesn't matter if you use how many skill points the team uses if you do it on auto. I think I don't really care if I can auto the team. It doesn't matter which kind of team I use. But manual content is mostly MOC, Memory of Chaos, and in that kind of content, you do use his manual play anyway. So basically what we do know is the more we use his skill, the more we can enhance his auto attack. So the first mode is a 2-hit attack that just deals single target damage. This is a 3-hit attack, which... Oh no, this is his basic attack, sorry. This is his first enhanced auto attack, which is a 3-hit. Then we have the second auto hit, which is a 5-hit, while doing... I think 2 hits on AoE. Yeah, from the 4th hit onward, he'll do AoE damage or to the adjacent enemy. So this is basically blast damage, how they did explain it in that tier list. And if you do the full one, you use 7 hit and it deals 550% to single target. And the 4th one, so basically the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th hit will be also blast damage with 200% multiplier. So you basically always only want to use this, pretty much. And as you're using this, you will get 2 Squama Sector Sancta. This Squama Sector Sancta is basically addition to skill points. So you get 2 more skill points that only Dan Heng can use. And therefore, you will always have 2 skill points. So I don't think that this unit eats up that much skill points like I thought. I thought this, I mean, yeah, the unit is skill point hungry, but I really thought that this will be a problem. But because he can do this, I think this is really insane. The only disadvantage that I do see is that he uses 140 energy. 140 energy means in a usual setup that doesn't have any energy regeneration in their team or in their relics, means that a unit needs 4 cycles to get back their ultimate skill. Usually every unit, literally every unit in the game, needs a maximum of 3 cycles to get back their unit, to get back their ultimate skill. That is pretty much the only unit that needs 4 cycles to get back his ultimate skill. But how can you fix that? This is the answer. You get his light cone. Where is his light cone? Destruction. Here, 5-star. Yeah, it's this one. You get his light cone because it does this. And energy regeneration rate by 6%. 6%. And if you literally have his light cone, you will get back to a cycle of 3 turns, which is a normal unit. But the problem is there are no really other good destruction weapons though. Maybe Blades is good because it's a stat stick, but it does increase HP, which then Heng cannot really use. So the most of the destruction 5-star ones are pretty much tailor-made. The free-to-play one is pretty bad, and you don't have really good 4-star alternatives, in my opinion. So if you want to commit into Dan Heng, you also have to commit into his light cone, which is a very big disadvantage. But so he's not very free-to-play friendly character though. That is the big disadvantage. You don't have really good alternatives on his light cones. You pretty much have to use his light cone, and you have to build a team around. I did do a video on that, which characters I do think pair very well with Dan Heng embedded LUNAE, so I'll make sure to check that out. In terms of blast damage, he's also on top. He pretty much is, like, as you can see, on every category, only embedded LUNAE is on top, which I also do see like that. I think he is so insanely good. But I cannot tell that he's the best unit in the game just because of his limitation. I mean, yeah, he does damage. If you want to have damage, that's what you get if you summon for this unit. But you have to pair him with the right units, which probably are mostly skill point positive or at least skill point neutral units, which in my opinion should be Lucha. Lucha is pretty much the best one because he is the best skill point positive healer that you can have, because his heal itself doesn't take any skill points, so you will never have to use skill points with him. So you only have to use ultimate skill and auto attacks. But I don't think that Lucha is a necessity. If you have Bailu or Natasha, it will be fine. Also, Lynx, the upcoming 4-star abundance character, should also be fine to use alongside with Dan Heng. So I don't think that not having Lucha is the problem. But you want to have to build skill point positive characters like Tingyun. I think Tingyun is arguably the best supporter. I think she's better than Silverwolf and Bronya because she is the only skill point positive harmony character in here. Even Yukong is not skill point positive. She is at best skill point neutral just because of the fact because her E needs some stacks. And then you have the auto attack, and then you just basically neutralize that skill point efficiency. While Tingyun can use her E and auto attack for 2 or 3 more turns and then get back her E. And also her ultimate skill does regenerate 50 energy for a teammate. So I think she feels like the most efficient way to use alongside with Embedded LUNAE. Pella is the other one because Pella also mostly only have to use auto attacks and ultimate skill to get her defense shred. But is not really necessary to use her E. I don't think you don't have to use her E at all. But for Bronya, Asta, Silverwolf, you always want to use their E's like literally every turn. I don't think that Asta is worth, because if you basically, Asta is skill point negative and indirectly, because if you make Embedded LUNAE faster, he will also attack more often, and if he attacks more often, you have to use more skill points because you always want to use the maximum enhanced basic auto attack. That means pressing E 3 times, auto attack, and that will lose his 3 skill points. So I don't think Asta is really the way. I also don't think, compared to Sealy, Kafka, and Blade, I also don't think that Dan Heng really needs speed, because you don't want him to attack multiple times in a rotation. You only want him to attack one time and wipe the whole board. Basically, that's how I think he should work. I think there's, of course, a constellation where you could pair him with other units to increase his speed to attack more often, but I think he should wipe the board, and then that's basically it. Yeah. If we talk about the other characters, basically that are on top, I really would agree. Blade and Kafka are basically the AoE kings right now, which I also talked about last tier list. I think that Blade is a little bit better because of his utility, because he is a skill point neutral DPS. He's also the only one of his kind here, while Kafka eats a lot of skill points. Yeah, for Sealy, she doesn't do AoE damage actually, but she gets another turn. But because if she gets another turn, she also uses more skill points, and that's also neat a little bit of your skill point economy, though. Same goes with this category, with the blast category. I don't know why Kafka is only here in the blast category, because I don't really think that blast, if a unit does AoE and is good at AoE, shouldn't that unit also automatically be good at blast? But only if the unit is good at blast, he's not automatically good on AoE, right? So that's how I would understand this. So basically, I would put Kafka also here, because she is S+ in AoE. So shouldn't she also be S+ in blast? I mean, I can see that for Jingyan. Jingyan is not as good as Blade and Kafka in this category, so he is just down here. But I think because Kafka is S+ here, she should also be S+ here, in my opinion. And she's like S in single target. Yeah. AoE situations, Bronya is over here, okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. Because Bronya buffs the DPS, while Silverwolf only debuffs the enemy. And this is only single target, while Bronya can buff an AoE unit. Pretty much also Locha. Yeah, Locha is always on top. I think after this patch, I pretty much could say that maybe I'd say that Locha is now the best unit in the game, possibly, because he gives the most utility. But I don't want to say that he's a must-have, but I could think that he's now the best unit in the game while with how this develops, because now we have a lot of different DPS alternatives. And they are replaceable with each other, though. So I don't think, if you have Kafka, you can definitely clear memory of K. So if you have like one of those 4 units or 2 of those 4 units, you'll definitely fine. But if you have Locha, the replacements on him are not as good as him. I think, yeah, Natasha and Bailu are definitely good replacements, because you will need a healer, but it's only because there's nothing better. But I think there's nothing as good as Locha in the game right now. Now, as I can see that Dan Heng wants to rather use Tingyan than these two, which are the best supporters, in my opinion. I think that the replacements on these, now with this upcoming patch, got even better, though, which I do really like. The relevance of these 3 units got higher. Even though I don't think that they're necessarily now better units, I still think their position is here. They are not as good as these 2 units, but the relevance of those units are now higher. They can be paired with other units, and you want to even prioritize those units over those units. While there is no situation ever where you would want to prioritize Bailu or Natasha over Locha. That is the thing that I would compare. So Natasha and Bailu are always worse than Locha in every case, while Tingyan can be better than Bronya in a Dan Heng embedded LUNAE team. Same pretty much can be, but Bronya is like better in a team with Blade. Also, Bronya is not good in a team with Kafka, though, because she buffs, she's not good, but she's not optimal in a team with Kafka. Because most of the time, Bronya buffs crit damage and only does for 1 turn, so she does not buff the dot damage of Kafka. So Kafka rather want to have other Nihility characters, or something like Asta, who can buff her speed that she can attack multiple times. Yeah, that's like the very interesting thing. Same goes with like Silwolf. Silwolf could be like even better with Kafka. So I think like because of those 4 units, not all of those units, like not Bronya is always the best for those 4 units. She's the best for Seele, she's the best for Blade, but she's not the best for Dan Heng and for Kafka. For Kafka, I would say that Silwolf and Aster are the top tier characters, while for Ambassador LUNAE, the top tier characters are Pella and Tingyan. So pretty much all of those 5 units are split to those 4 best damage dealers in the game right now. So there are always at least S plus or S tier in every category. Yeah. Since this is a 20-minute video already, I think that's enough. We didn't go over the other characters, but there aren't much changes here. Yeah. I thought Himiko went down, but I didn't saw the category. So yeah, she's definitely a CT character in the single target, but she's still B in AOE and Blast. Oh, she's A in AOE and Blast. She's a B. So I still don't understand. So if you guys do know that, definitely let me know in the comment section down below what is the real difference between AOE and Blast. I think I do understand it, but I don't know why a S plus or a unit that is an AOE unit is better than or is worse in the Blast category, while it's essentially doing the same. But yeah, what do we need in the future for the tier list though? So the next character that will be released is Fu Xuan. We will talk about her in 3 to 4 weeks, definitely, as she is included in the game, as well as Lynx. I now do think that she will be here, because I think she is really a unit that is not replaceable, even not by Japod. It's what I think right now, but we will see as she comes out. But yeah, definitely we do need a buff for erudition though. Because in my opinion, Dan Heng is also a erudition character. He basically does AoE damage, but I think they put him into the destruction category to nerf him a bit, because destruction characters have worse light cones, and that will balance him out a little bit. Also, they made the light cone not that good, but they make it good enough that you want to have it on this unit, because the alternatives are really bad. Still though, this unit is really insane. I think he's worth pulling, honestly, even though I skip him, because I want to focus on the next characters more. I cannot afford to summon for every character, but I really do think that his place belongs here, and he is arguably one of the best units in the game. Top 3, I'd say, which is my personal opinion. If you have another opinion, that's totally fine. But yeah, that's what I think about Dan Heng, AMBIBITOR, LUNAE on this tier list. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.